everybody. Welcome to the Comic Book Cover, episode 11.
Episode 11.
Return of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Dark Knight talk. Frank Miller's confirmed he's going to be at number 4.
Frank Miller's confirmed it.
Frank Miller confirmed it.
The man himself.
The man himself. And also, I think we've talked about it a little bit before, just kind of waiting on when it was going to be official, but it is official. Wonder Woman Earth 1. It's in the new preview. Grant Morrison, Yannick Piquet.
It's on the cover.
Looking forward to that.
I was starting to wonder.
I was too. It was like a year ago. What can you say?
He's a busy man.
Busy man. I think there's a really cool comic book sitting right behind you.
Oh. Are you
Right,
talking
nice.
about this one?
I'm talking about that one. That has to be our featured comic this week, you know?
Oh, this is the comic of the week, comic of the month,
Comic of the year.
comic of the year.
Because Frank Miller is back on Batman with Brian Azzarello, too.
Brian Azzarello, Andy Kubert, one of DC's top artists.
Yeah.
You got Jansen doing the ink work.
Love his ink work. And plus, I've read Europa last night.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. You can definitely tell it's Azzarello, even though it's co-written and co-drawn too. You can definitely tell Jim Lee's pencils are in there.
Yeah, well, I guess I was mistaken. I think we talked a little bit about it last week. It is Jim Lee
Yeah, it is Jim Lee.
doing the interior work.
Not bad. You know, we might have a professional opinion, but
You know, even based on professional opinions,
you can be wrong.
you could be wrong.
You can be. I catch people being wrong sometimes. I don't always go, hey, you're wrong. But you can do that to me. It's okay. I'm wrong sometimes.
Yeah, I admit
It
it.
just happens.
Wrong a lot.
I admit that I'm biased too. You gotta admit it. Saying you're unbiased
Isn't everyone?
is silly.
Yeah, anyone that says they're unbiased, I mean,
Oh, they're
that's like saying I'm 100% sure. It's like no one's 100%
they're
sure.
pulling the chain if they say that they're unbiased.
A little bit.
Just saying. So, Aquaman 46 came out. I'm not gonna show it to you though. I'm just not. But Aquaman. It's been a pretty good story. People were giving Cullen Bunn a lot of crap over this one, but I don't know why. Correction from I think last week's video, Dan Abnett's going to be taking over after this, and then at some point Jeff Johns. He did confirm he was going to be back on it,
Yeah.
but Dan Abnett's going to be on it next, which is also, you can't go wrong with Dan Abnett. Titans Hunt has been killer. I love that comic book. That's good stuff. Batman, Robin, Eternal, number 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this issue each week. I'm looking forward to like from the beginning.
We got to see Mother at the end of the last page.
Yeah, we got to see Mother at the end of the last page,
And I believe she's on the cover of this week's.
She was on the cover of this week's.
Look at that. There's Mother.
There she is.
Still don't know anything about her, but that's kind of the cool part. I like the
Don't
mystery.
really know anything about her, but like you said, that's the cool part of it. It's a mystery that we get to watch play out.
Also, Batman Arkham Knight Robin Special number 1. We got that. DC Bombshells number 5. Yeah, for the people who are into the Bombshells thing. I really love the covers myself.
I love the covers.
Deathstroke number 12.
Deathstroke number 12.
He's going after Amanda Waller.
He's going after Amanda Waller. He actually is already infiltrated Belle Reve prison, and had a pretty good go there until the very end when Black Manta kind of popped up and pulled him into the tank.
Black Manta is going to be the one to watch out for.
Black Manta, it definitely is a foe for Deathstroke.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. And if those of you read Suicide Squad from last week, Black Man is going to play a big part in that story too. It's looking like Vic Sage isn't the Vic Sage I thought. He's actually the dude that was like coming in to take over Amanda's job.
Is it the guy that started out in the new Suicide Squad that was butting heads with
Yeah.
Amanda Waller? Yeah. That's,
I mean, I guess he could still be the question though. We don't know. We have to read and see, but I'm definitely curious.
it might eventually lead up to that.
I'm a big fan of the question. Just one of those characters. Flash number 46. Is Heatwave dead or alive? Is he? We got more of this reverse Flash business going on. But we should be getting a new artist soon. I'm excited about that.
Jesus Marino is
man.
jumping on the art for that book.
I think he's one of those guys that doesn't get enough credit.
No.
I really like Jesus Marino's
He has a
artwork.
classic style. He's a great artist.
Grayson number 14. Grayson and Tiger battle their way into a secret lab of the deceased scientist and Spiral founder Otto Rex. Now, those of you who read Batman Inc. know who we're talking about. This story is definitely spun out from Batman Inc. a lot. And I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with this. And hopefully Grayson comes back to wearing the costumes.
Yeah. What's really good about Grayson and Batman and Robin Eternal is we're actually seeing some of these characters from the older books, like pre-New 52, coming back into it. That's
cool.
really cool.
He's also searching for the identity of the mysterious Agent Zero. I still say it's Kathy Kane. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
It's a good possibility.
It's Kathy Kane. He-Man, The Eternity War number 12. I'm not reading it. I really wish I was, because I really like He-Man.
Love He-Man. I jumped on that like a couple of years ago when James Robinson was writing it. He may still be writing it.
And I think Abnett's writing it now still, isn't it?
Yeah, Abnett's still on it. I was enjoying it, the first story arc there, but, you know, you can't get everything, unfortunately.
Dan the Man Abnett.
Dan the Man.
Justice League of
Pretty
America
good.
number 5. The whole league has been defeated by Raoul.
I mean, he's a Kryptonian god, so...
Batman's going to have to be the guy to pull everybody out. Of course Batman, right? Because he's the one who has the fail-safe plans. He's got, you know,
contingency plans
for his
his
contingency plans. This is going to be interesting to see where this goes. I really like the story. It might take a little bit to come out, but then again, Brian Hitch is writing and drawing, so you got to give him that. JLA's been an excellent comic book for those of you who are like just not getting enough out of Justice League. A separate story too, so, and they're taking on the god of Krypton, so how can you go wrong with that? Robin, Son of Batman. Got anything to say about that one?
I love that book.
It's been a very good book.
Yeah, it really has impressed me. I was one of those that was worried, you know, about Batman and Robin ending. I was
I love
disappointed.
that book.
And then hearing that, you know, Peter Tomasi wasn't going to be writing the new book that was spinning out of it, and it was going to be Patrick Gleason. But Patrick Gleason, really, you cannot tell a difference. It still has the same
Feel to it.
feel to it as Batman and Robin.
Some of these seeds, I think, were planted in the Red Hood and Outlaws comic book. It's like the stuff that, you know, who he trained with and stuff. That
Yeah.
family and the Algols. And
Oh, it's a great book.
It's been a really,
Talia
really
came
good
back
book.
in the last issue.
We knew she wasn't going to stay dead. She couldn't. I mean, it would suck
She's
if
an
she
Al
did.
Ghul. Al
She's
Ghuls
Talia.
don't stay down.
Good-looking woman. Depending on who's drawing her, but then again, I mean, you know, most of them aren't. Nobody's going to be like, I'm going to draw Talia and make her look ugly.
I mean, it's Talia al Ghul, so
Dangerous.
she's a dangerous, sexy woman.
Very dangerous, that is. Sinestro number 17, Cullen Bunn, still on that.
I think he was getting crap about that book too.
Really?
From what I understand, a lot of books he was writing on DC, he was getting crap about. But there was like maybe his Marvel stuff he wasn't catching any slack for. For some reason, he seemed to be catching a lot of slack for
Just
his
go to
DC
Marvel
stuff.
then, man. DC fans, you suck. Don't give him any crap. He's a good writer. I've liked everything I've read of his.
Yeah.
His Sinestro run was really good. I haven't read the whole thing, but I read parts of it. And like I said, I don't get
The
the
whole
big deal about the
Godhead.
Aquaman thing. It's like, you know, the group that Mara came from, she has a sister Siren.
Yeah.
She was posing as her, you know, made it turn all the Atlanteans against him.
This is all stuff off the internet, though. You know
Yeah.
what's funny? You hear people complain about stuff on the internet, but then I've heard nothing but good things about Cullen Bunn, like, you know, in the real world. you
Yeah,
know.
it's like read Newsarama and all they do is bash everybody, especially if it's
much.
DC. Superman 46. Man, I've talked so much about how good Truth is.
It's a great
I mean, I
story.
could go on and on and on about how Superman's actually my favorite one of the Superman books right now, and that has not happened since the New 52. Really, I've always been more on Action Comics. Which is not to say that Action Comics is like slapped or anything. It's just that it's a fresh take. It's a young guy who's got a
It's a fresh take. I mean, it was kind of last issue, he joined up with that Fight Club,
yeah.
like God/superhero Fight Club, which was, I've never seen that done with Superman.
No, Clark's really going through it, man. all those people, oh, he's not relatable. Bull crap. I don't want to hear it. He's very relatable, and never more so than in this story.
Yeah.
Truth, all the issues have been good. Superman Lois and Clark #2. You read #1, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. The pre-New 52 Superman, the Superman that we grew up with, the one that I was reading all the way up to the New 52. It's cool to see them come back to that. Lois and Clark's got a kid.
It's really cool seeing how he's also trying to prevent things from happening that happen in his universe.
Because he's hanging out in the New 52 universe.
Yeah.
Trying to be incognito.
Like the whole thing with Metallo.
Yeah.
And flying up to the ship and, trying to make sure history was going to repeat itself.
Hank Henshaw, that name popped up, didn't it?
That's who I'm talking about. Hank Henshaw, where he became Metallo in his universe or whatever.
Or Cyborg Superman.
Oh no, that's who it is. Cyborg
Superman in the
Metallo
pre-New 52.
Cyborg Superman.
But in the New 52 universe, the Cyborg Superman is not Hank Henshaw. So that's what really makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Because, who knows what's going to happen there. Because they've done things like they had a different Reverse Flash. Some people don't like that one. I like that one. It's not like there hasn't been more than one Reverse Flash anyway.
No.
So now there's just 3.
The thing is, this stuff happens all
crying.
the time. It happens all the time, not just in DC, so...
Yeah, all the time.
People,
I think fans just like to gripe about stuff. It makes them feel like they're...
If it's a good story, you're creating a good story, and you gotta change a character's origin a little bit, or even change who the character is, it's no big deal. I mean, it's all about how good the story is.
We'll just do a reboot later on and fix it if it's bad.
Exactly.
Superman Wonder Woman #23. Clark must go to extreme measures to restore his power. Oh yeah, I remember reading about this one. I think the last issue he tried to fly into the sun.
Yeah.
So Yeah,
he was in the jet trying to fly into the sun. He thought that maybe he could, that would rejuvenate him and his powers.
Wonder Woman pulled him out of it.
Yeah.
That's the big mystery right now. Is like, why is it that not only is his powers gone, but he can't get them back?
Yeah. Well,
some kid stabbed him in the fork. We already talked about that, but still, he stabbed him with a fork, man.
Read your solicitations. I don't know.
Wonder Woman 46. Aegis. We haven't really talked about that character much, but she's got a sort of new villain, and then there's the kid that she's manipulating to take him out.
Yeah.
And of course, anytime some female kind of connected to the mythology of the Amazons decides to go and get somebody to do their dirty work for them, it always, and not just the females, but like Cersei and stuff. It's got that feel to it. Gonna get portrayed, and he did. And Diana tried to tell him too.
Yeah.
At the same time, she's trying to still save Donna, which is my favorite part of the story. Is there's lots of Donna Troy.
Donna Troy, always good.
One more thing, Vertigo's American Vampire #11. We're going into the Area 51 thing now.
Oh, is this the start of the last story arc for cycles, the second cycle?
It's the end of that.
Oh, okay.
So #11. I've really enjoyed this book. Raphael Albuquerque, Scott Snyder. I've been reading
Can't go
since
wrong.
the beginning, not actually single issues, but I've read it from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
I'm not that into vampires really, and I love this story. Vampires. Marvel Comics time. What's first?
All new.
Yeah, it's all new.
Wolverine.
We could say all new, and it'd be like
just go ahead
7,
and
8
say
different books.
all new times, 8 for this week?
Yeah, all new Wolverine. Laura
Great
Kinney
book.
embraces her destiny. Here comes Wolverine X-23.
Great book.
Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor, so I'm not surprised. I love the first issue. At the end where she takes off her coat and she's got the costume on, and Archangel is working with her, and he's like,
That's cool.
I thought you wanted to kind of be a little bit indiscreet, and she's like, no, I wanted to see Wolverine coming. And it's like, oh yeah. And there's...
Maybe I should be reading this one.
This is going to be an excellent book. If you haven't picked up the first issue, come and pick it up. Go ahead and get on it, because this is going to be a great story. Probably one of the top, definitely in the top 5, all the Marvel titles, I think. I'm anticipating. It's just setting up for a really good story. And Tom Taylor, so.
Tom Taylor. Actually, the reason I'm not reading it is because it's Tom Taylor, and I know I like it, and I just can't afford any more
Can understand
books.
that logic. I mean, I can understand the logic, but
Yeah, I was about to say, aren't you the guys that I'm not reading Lazarus or Velvet?
now there is my own reasoning there for that.
Okay. But it is Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka.
They're, you know, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, see? You understand what I'm saying now.
I understand what you're saying.
Because if you read it, you're just going to continue to read it, and if you don't, then you can save yourself money.
There's so many good
Speaking of
Supergirl
saving
books
money,
coming out
I know,
right now.
I know,
though.
that's the
like,
problem.
I love independent so much, but like, you know, Marvel and DC are just putting out great titles because I'm even like, I'm gonna stop reading this independent title and this one because I'm wanting to jump on all these books that Marvel's putting out and the stuff that DC's putting out. Like, so
Yeah,
that's saying
I'm
a
pretty
lot.
well half and half now, where I used to be a lot more DC than Marvel, and it's kind of... I'm
It's
trying to read as many of the
starting
new
to-
*1s as I can.
Level out a little bit, and I was going through a point there where it was like, man, I almost just read independent stuff almost. But oh no, Marvel and DC is doing a lot of great stuff.
It's hard to drop the superhero thing. It's kind of what pulls
Yeah,
me
I
in
couldn't
the first
completely
place.
drop it, but now they're actually putting out all these books, and I'm like, I'm jumping on it. I
I'm
mean,
sticking with my Brubaker, my Rucka, and
all the Spider-Man titles.
Ellis.
Yeah, you know, I'll go where the writer's name is, but
It's
There's too much
it's
stuff out there.
difficult to be a comic book fan right now. Is all I'm saying.
difficult.
And there's lots of good stuff you should be reading. And speaking of saving money, getting 25% off if you get a file here, 5 or more titles.
I wouldn't be able to pick up
10% off over at the Money Tree when you have that file too.
25% off, rewards program, 100 points, $10 off. I think I've redeemed that probably a dozen times
Yeah,
now.
me too. It doesn't take too long, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
For me.
$10. What, that buys you 3 comics? you know,
Yeah.
essentially 2, 3
And
comics.
you know, we're not saying don't buy where you're already buying. Still buy where you're buying and come here too. That's what we're saying.
Absolutely.
Because you should be buying here with that kind of deal. Angela Queen of Hell #2. Carnage #2. Man, Carnage is another one of those, like All New Wolverine.
Jerry
I don't
Conway.
want to read it because it's Jerry Conway, but I'm going to like it
Yeah.
because it's Jerry Conway.
I feel you.
Chewbacca #4. We're almost at the end of this one.
Yep. Was that a five
Yep,
issue
5-issue mini.
mini? I'm just gonna have to graphic novel.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's so many.
Lando, I didn't read that one either, and that's Charles Soule and Alex Maleev, and I love.
Oh, that
love
was
it.
great. I'm glad I picked that up.
Darth Vader #13. We'll have to stop and talk about this one a little bit because Vader Down was freaking awesome.
Part of the reason why I can't pick up any more Star Wars books because this is going on, and well, it's not too bad though. But part 1 was awesome. It goes straight from Darth Vader #12 to Vader Down, like I mean, without missing a beat,
Yeah.
to Vader Down
And it was
#1.
Jason Can't Do No Wrong, Aaron.
And yeah,
He had
Jason
3
Aaron is
books
right
last
now.
week.
It's awesome, especially seeing him. Okay, I hope I'm not spoiling it for you, but seeing him.
Stop it here if you haven't read it.
What was it like? 3 fleets of the X-wing fighters.
Yeah, and he's just like,
and he just goes straight into him, and Dr. Aphra's like, what is that? At least like a couple dozen, fighter jets out there, and shouldn't you retreat or whatever? And he's like, they do not know the power of the dark side.
Yeah.
They're the ones that should be retreating.
and then after he crashes and they start coming, he just like force throwing them all over the place.
Oh, they were firing torpedoes at him, and he in his fighter jet just was using the force to blow up the missiles.
But what's cool is Luke has also crashed, so there's
They both crashed. Vader's got a plan in place to go ahead and take down the Rebel Alliance, and it was pretty cool him hiding out there behind that rock and that jet going to fly out, and he takes his saber and throws it, and freaking jet blows up. Saber comes back, uses the force to grab it, and as he's walking, he's got the exploding fighter jet behind him.
It's almost as if the artist was, I think Diodata did it.
Yeah,
I love his art. Almost as if they'd gotten a little sneak peek at Battlefront. Because wow,
oh,
that's
God.
a fun game.
It is.
Guardians of the Galaxy #2. Emperor Quill and his Imperial Guard. What brings the Guardians into their crosshairs, especially considering it's Peter. I read the last issue. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I'm gonna pick up 2. It's kind of like the Extraordinary X-Men thing. I'm not throwing them in my file, but I like them enough. I'm gonna keep reading so far. But I would pick X-Men over Guardians, actually.
So you're picking Bendis over Tom Taylor?
No, I said X-Men over Guardians.
I'm giving you a hard time. But
Well, see,
it is Brian. It is
It is
Bendis
Brian
on-
Michael Bendis, and at any point I could be like, meh. Except
Yeah.
for his Iron Man. Props to his Iron Man
No.
story.
Inspire Man, great book.
Hell Hydra #4. It's the
Yeah.
last part of that.
Last part of that, and I want to say that after this week, that's going to be wrapping up all the Secret War
About freaking
tie-ins.
time.
Yeah, pretty sure it's all wrapped up after this week, other than the main title.
Another comic that I wish I'd jumped in on because I really like the group in there, and it's another all new, all different. The Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
It's got freaking Dum Dum in it, man.
Dum Dum, Cyborg Dum Dum.
Cyborg Dum Dum, but still Dum Dum
So
nonetheless.
that's pretty cool.
He hasn't lost his attitude at all. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1. I'm at a loss.
I know Devil Dinosaur.
I know Devil Dinosaur.
I don't know, maybe if they did a book where it was Devil Dinosaur and Steve Rogers,
That almost like might have been something anyway.
there may have been.
Shield #12. I read 10. I didn't read 11, but I read 10, and 10 was really cool, and I was pretty interested in that story, especially because it had some Jack Kirby. Playing off a Jack Kirby thing, sort of. Silk #1.
Yeah, Silk #1, it's almost looking like she's went over to the dark side. I read in the preview, she actually is like kind of working with Black Cat, like, kind of like her little sidekick or lackey. So it hasn't really shown why that is, but that's what it's looking like, is what's going on.
Yeah, because Black Cat's kind of, after the whole incident in Superior, Spider-Man's decided, what's the point in even trying to be good?
Yeah.
So, and she's kind of pissed at Peter.
So you had a character that had was once good, or and then you have Silk that was also once good, and looks like they're kind of gone bad and
Black Cat's
working
kind of
together.
like Spider-Man's Catwoman.
I don't know what happened with Silk though. That's a little bit confusing, but I guess that's going to be explained in the story. So pick it up if you want to know.
Silver Surfer 15's came out this week too. I think that's the end of that particular run.
It's the end of that.
Venom Space Knight #1. We got that too.
We have that.
Lots of Venom fans out there. If you're a Venom fan, you should be checking that out,
There's a lot
right?
of Venom fans out there.
Lots of Venom. I'm a Venom fan.
I am too.
More of an Eddie Brock Venom fan though, but I think the fact that Flash is Venom is pretty cool. Black Magic #2, Book 1, Part 2.
First issue was great.
Wow, wasn't it?
It was a great first issue.
This is such a good team of Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. They did a great job with the Blackest Night Wonder Woman mini too.
Yeah.
I love that story with Max
I love
Lord.
that it's black and white, and then you have some panels where they throw in color, and it just looks so cool. It's cool how they do that.
She's a cop, but she's also a witch.
Yeah, she's also part of a cult. She's a witch.
And there's a group that's trying to find her. Guy catches on fire.
It delves into all that too, into that world of Wiccan and all that. You got a little bit of history in the back of this book, and then there's some interesting things that happen that has you like, I don't know, like it's definitely it grabs your attention with the first issue.
Definitely one of Image's best. This one is bittersweet because it's number 11 of the Fade Out, which means we've
One
only
more.
got one more issue.
One more issue.
The Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker team. Ed Brubaker is one of my favorite writers. I mean, it's like Morrison and then Jason Aaron and Ed Brubaker pretty well share #2.
Yeah.
Because he's like the next generation Frank Miller in a lot of ways. Except he doesn't draw. But
I
he's
can
got
see
that tone. Azzarello's kind of holds that spot too.
I can see that. He does kind of have the similar style, like the noir, kind of gritty.
Yeah, freaking love it. And Fade Out has been one of the best because it's definitely noir.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna find the killer by the next issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to even like throw anything out there as far as who I suspect.
I mean, there's definitely been some people out there that are, you could suspect, but
I don't want to put my finger on anyone.
I don't think it's
because
going to be obvious.
Yeah, see, it's so open that it's like, oh, this person could have
There's
done
been a
it.
lot of, kind of fishy stuff going on.
Everybody's
so,
hands
with
are a
all the
little bit
characters,
dirty.
all of
Even
them.
the main characters. Just
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah.
Charlie's he's got some issues. We'll just say that.
Pretty much every character in
And
that book.
Gil, I mean, I almost wonder about Gil.
Gil, you know, man, he seems like he's just, I don't know, he's an awful dark character, and he seems like he has a lot to hide. And he also has a lot of resentment towards Charlie.
Yeah, and he's kind of
And he has a lot of reason to have resentment towards Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie's not really the, he's the main character, but not really a good guy.
I still love the character, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he definitely has his secrets.
If I had to pick one
Dark
right now, I
past.
would say Gil, but I really think Gil's just being thrown out there to distract us from who it really is.
I think so too. I think Gil, I don't know, man. I don't know if he would have gone that far. It almost seems like, especially going from the beginning to where it's at now, it seems like he's just kind of like gone down deeper and deeper as the story's gone on. So I don't know if he would have done something like that in the beginning, even though he was kind of down and
Yeah.
in a dark space. But
You know, the whole communist thing, he got kind of trouble for that,
Mhm.
which I think, was kind of a swerve a little bit. This is another one, Jupiter's Circle, Volume 2, Number 1.
oh yeah,
Finally, we're going to get the last half of that, and I
back
guess
on.
after this, we're going to get back on Legacy.
get back on Legacy.
This story's been so good. It's one of my favorite of Mark Millar's.
Millard.
And I read Huck last night too. That was
Oh,
really
God.
good. I think that'll be the
Huck-
other one. Usually I buy them and then I'll sell them.
Huck's gonna be great.
And I think I'm gonna keep Huck. Huck is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, Spawn.
Yeah, the Satan War saga is getting ready to start, and I think this issue is kind of the prelude to that.
Oh yeah, War with Satan.
I'm actually going to jump on that just because it's Spawn, and I mean, watching him battle Satan is going to be pretty awesome.
We also had Saga number 31 come out this week. Fight Club 2 number 7.
Don't really have to work too hard on selling those.
No, not at all. Star Trek number 51 is coming out with IDW. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 52. Two that are favorites of mine that we don't really get in because there's not enough people asking for them, but I might start getting back on it.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
and the
I love the
Transformers.
G.I. Joe comic and the Transformers because both of these picked up from the Marvel. Larry Hammett's still on the G.I. Joe. So I'm totally into this whole idea that Cobra's getting ready to take over. And they've done this story before, but it's always good.
Yeah.
Always good.
I mean, Larry Hammond. I mean, we talked about that, so
Vincent Jones to die. I believe Chuckles died, which is not a huge
it's
deal.
kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now.
And let's see, More Than Meets the Eye, Friendship Isn't Magic, Tailgate Has a Choice. It's a 50th issue, but it's building towards a 50th issue. I mean.
So it's a milestone issue.
It's going to be a milestone issue. From the vault. This is where you hear that loud noise or a big bang. And
The boom.
the boom. The boom. We bring the boom because we got comics from the vault.
Kirby.
Written and drawn by the king, Jack Kirby. This is actually one of my favorite things that he created. There's the
OMAC,
Fourth
yeah.
World, which one day we're going to do an episode. We're just going to talk about the Fourth World. OMAC, though, man. OMAC is one of the coolest, most unique things ever created by Jack Kirby. And that's saying a lot, because he created the Fantastic Four, the X-Men.
That is saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Silver
New
Surfers.
Gods.
There's a lot of really cool stuff that Kirby did, and I'm not knocking any of it because he's Jack Kirby. Not the hugest Fantastic Four fan, but I definitely have respect for the characters and what they stand for in the Marvel universe. Lots of big
Someone's here.
things. Yeah, it's right there. Written and drawn by Jack Kirby.
Jack the King Kirby.
It's number 7. I actually used to have all but 2 issues of this series because they stopped at number 8. I bought them at the Money Tree.
Yeah, I remember that. Actually, I think I had the first issue that I picked up
Yeah, and I got that from you, and I got
at the Money Tree.
the other 5.
Actually, the bargain wall of all
I
things.
know. I mean, it's not like this one's $8, and it's $8 because it's it's 5.5 to a 6.
Classic Kirby stuff, though. You know,
It
you
doesn't
really
matter,
put a price
man.
on
It really doesn't. It's Jack Kirby. But you will be able to find this and more cool goodies because I found some Iron Fist, Heroes for Hire, some Luke Cage, the first annual of Luke Cage Power Man. Those of you who might have watched Jessica Jones, I've been 2 episodes in so far. So here we go. I guess that's the end of our video. Unless you have something to add.
No.
I've got something to add.
What have you got to add?
I'm just gonna pop in from time to time. Man, I just watched the most awesome trailer.
What's that?
I just watched the newest Legends of Tomorrow trailer.
Awesome. Actually, I've seen photos. I haven't seen a trailer yet.
We see Vandal Savage doing his Vandal Savage thing, and yeah, you should be popping a bigger smile because I happen to know Vandal Savage is one of your fave baddies.
I love Vandal Savage.
You put him up there with Luthor and the rest.
Man,
Didn't you go as
Yeah,
Savage
Bill.
for Halloween one year? Or you
I talked about it because I really love the story from DC Universe.
Yeah. And they showed everybody in full costume. We see Rip Hunter full costume doing his thing.
That's
we
awesome.
we even see his cool little gun. I mean, we see Hawkman and Hawkgirl full costume doing their thing.
I did see that. I saw the Hawk Man
And-
thing.
I've seen the pics.
And then the next thing, yeah, it's not. Oh, and we see the new Firestorm, doing
Awesome.
his thing. We get to see Adam doing. I mean, the Adam. There's a scene where he takes off running, shrinks himself, and then pops up big again in the trailer. And I'm like, man, they're going to be doing the full blown. I mean, this is going to be a
That's
show
awesome.
with budget.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to use this to say that when I hear writers and directors and producers talking about, well, we can't take that character off the comic page and put it on the screen, it doesn't translate, that's a lazy answer. That is a lazy answer.
Sometimes that's true.
I mean, sometimes it is, but
Some
not,
cases.
but not very often. I mean,
Yeah.
look, Mandarin was not the most interesting villain in the world.
No.
Iron Man 3, he was very interesting, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Even when they go and make him a goof at
Yeah.
the end, everybody walked away from the movie going, no, he's not really a goof. He's just playing this on the sly.
Well,
He's
didn't he
gonna-
have an actor playing him or
Yeah,
something?
Yeah.
they're like, no, that guy's going to come back in the next movie, and he's
Yeah.
going to be like, no, I was pretending to be an actor, da da da. Well, now, let's talk about Captain Cold and Heatwave.
Odd that they're going to be on the team.
Captain Cold. I mean,
They're actually going to be on the team?
That's
yes,
what I've heard.
they
yeah.
are going to be on the team. They are going to be a member of Rip Hunter's team. They are going to be the Legends of Tomorrow, and they are going to be doing heroic things. And I just want to go on record as saying Captain Cold is going to be one of the coolest cinematic villains ever to hit TV.
You know,
Ever. And who would even think that? And having Heatwave with him.
Yeah.
I've been told that DC's villains aren't as cool as Marvel's. Captain Cold was one of the ones that get kind of
Lies.
Yeah,
Terrible
yeah, maybe
Vandal Savage, Bill. There's another one for you.
maybe DC's villains aren't cool. Maybe it's because they're too cold. Captain Cold.
Zing.
See?
Sing. And on that, I guess I'm spent because you already mentioned Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and I think,
Power Man, man, he was like throwing some people around.
yes. And I think it's safe to say that everybody watched all 13 of those episodes going, which one of these guys is gonna be Iron Fist?
I can't wait for that. And they did say that there is going to be an Iron Fist. It's just rumors.
Yeah.
They haven't
I
confirmed
saw
Punisher
that.
yet.
But it's
They're
like,
waiting to see what happens.
have we seen him yet? Is he one of the people?
Well, you know,
Maybe.
the
Maybe not.
lawyer in Jessica Jones is actually Danny Rand's lawyer from the comic. They just changed it to a female.
Yeah, I was
Sweet.
wondering if you had noticed some of the,
Oh yeah.
because there was a couple of characters in there where I was like, wait a minute, isn't this?
I haven't watched it yet. I was going to go back and watch the Daredevil again and then watch it.
I just have to say I like the B characters from DC, but I'm also a big fan of the B and C characters of Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Fist, people. One of the coolest characters ever. Can't wait for their comic.
It's not who's cool and who isn't. It's not, well, it doesn't translate well. I think we're seeing now it's a matter of nobody really wanted to try until now.
Iron Fist is going to be an awesome show. That's like the one. It's between that and Punisher. I'm so excited to see. But Punisher's going to be a little bit further off. So.
Yeah. Well, you're waiting for Punisher. I'm waiting for Heroes for Hire.
Yeah, but you know
I'm
they
waiting
haven't
for
even
Punisher myself.
said that yet. But I'm sure
Heroes
it's
for
gonna
Hire,
happen.
that's cool too, but I'm a huge Punisher fan.
Luke Cage is going to be really cool too.
I like Punisher too, but I've seen a few Punisher treatments, and I'm
Yeah.
thirsty for Heroes for Hire.
But we've also seen Daredevil treatment before too.
And that's
Look what
how
they're
much
doing with the
better it
show.
was.
Yeah,
Good point.
I just wish they would, Just accept the fact he's supposed to be a ginger and just let him be a ginger, though.
If that's all you can say about it, that's not that big.
If that's the only complaint I've got, then I need to shut up.
Actually, I would let the ginger thing go on this one.
I can too.
Although
Well, what
DC's
bothered
thing
me
is they don't like
depending on what
blonde
lighting he's in. Depending on what lighting he's in, he's a redhead or a brunette, if you've noticed.
people. Yeah,
That's true.
maybe that's
That's
the big
true.
thing. But, you know, we probably ought to cut it before it ends up being another 40-minute video. Which
Yes.
I'd like to avoid this time. Representing local bands here, too.
Tommy Dastardly.
Tommy Dastardly and the Notorious Backsliders. Oh, God. Yeah, they're awesome.
On that note, we will see you guys next week. Talking more comics.
Peace.
See you later.